My name is Ian Kounalakis. I'm a junior at Stewart Hall High School.
My name is Madison Kwan. I'm a sophomore, and I go to Convent of the Sacred Heart.
Through my Chinese teacher, I was able to get onto this program. I remember hearing about it, and I was like, who wouldn't want to go to China, right? So I signed up for it. I was really excited. They got me through the whole visa process really, really fast.
Oh, my grandma, she was so excited. She came with us to the airport. Yeah, and she just dressed up, and yeah.
And when we get to Chengdu, I want nothing more than to just pass out and go to sleep. But of course, my host family wouldn't let me go to sleep yet because, they wanted to feed me. So I get to the house and they have a meal ready, spicy peppers and just dumplings and all sorts of food. And I am just like, I'm woozy because I didn't sleep on a flight at all. But I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm really excited to eat this. And I was, because it was delicious food.
When I woke up, I remember we went to the panda bears to see the panda bears. They were really cute. We saw these red ones, these huge ones lodged into trees, like a little cotton ball. We saw these babies in these cute little baskets.
Then that's the same day that we went to the American consulate in Chengdu, where we got to really meet some of the people who worked with China both in human rights and religious freedom and a bunch of really interesting topics, especially in China. And we really got to ask them how they did their jobs and how they basically moved through China in a way that was both beneficial to the Chinese government and the United States government.
I talked to my host family, my host sister in Mandarin. I talked with strangers on the street, the tour guides, just everybody.
No one knows that we speak Chinese yet because I'm a white guy and we haven't really talked that much. We're kind of just absorbing everything. So we get up, we go to introduce ourselves, and me and Maddie start speaking Chinese, and there's just a hush over the crowd. They're looking at us. We're speaking fluent Chinese. They're so confused.
The first time we debated, we were against a Chinese team. I thought it was really fun because it was the first time I had debated, and after that, I have such a respect for debaters because I didn't realize how hard it was to debate.
It was a really interesting topic to really hear the pros and cons for both arguments. And the debating itself was tough, but we managed to figure it out. We won our first debate.
The subject was whether shaping personality was more important or cultivating knowledge. And there were 2 rounds the first day, and then there were 3 or 4 other rounds the next day.
Well, people in China aren't necessarily used to Americans being able to speak Chinese. And one thing you'll notice as a foreigner in a Chengdu, and not one of the major landmarks like Beijing or Shanghai, is that there's not a lot of people who speak English either. So they don't expect to run into you, and you shouldn't expect them to speak English. So being able to really speak Chinese in an environment like that, where as soon as they hear that I'm speaking Chinese, I'm automatically accepted into the culture and the reality.
So I am Chinese American. My dad actually was born in India, but he's also I guess he's Chinese Indian. But still, I think honestly, it's such a great experience that I'm able to learn Mandarin and connect with my culture.
So I was 3 years old when I started speaking Chinese. My father and mother were really interested in that I learn another language. And of course, they recognized the global superpower that China was becoming. And, they were very interested in it. And they wanted us to have kind of a tool that would help us throughout the rest of our lives.
This trip was by far my favorite trip to China. And my Mandarin has improved as well, verbally, writing, just everything, because when you spend a week there, of course, it's going to get better.
You either can speak Chinese or you can't, and that determines whether you're part of the culture or not. So the family that I was staying with felt like a second family. They would cook, we would cook together, we would talk, we would laugh, and it was just such a great cultural exchange and experience.
The Mandarin program was one of the main reasons that I chose Convent. I wanted a really strong Mandarin program that could challenge me and improve my Mandarin.
When I looked at the Chinese program here, I really thought and I saw something that could help my Chinese grow and help the understanding of that Chinese culture grow at the same time.
我真爱四川，那个食物真好吃，什么非常可爱，是一个真美丽的地方。
我觉得中国是一个最棒的地方，我觉得是非常漂亮。我爱成都，我爱中国，我更爱四川。